I am currently in Nigeria, for those who don't know, and I'm here for a 6-week internship for my public health program. I'm working with a non-governmental organization called Action Health Incorporated, and basically what the organization does is it works with adolescent girls and helps like empower them and like teach them like usable skills that they can apply to help them get out of like, you know, maybe gender-based violence backgrounds, low-income backgrounds, poverty, sexual abuse, all that type of stuff. And so this was my first week working. I just got here this past Sunday, and so tomorrow will make 1 full week that I've been here. Like, y'all, I have some stories. So basically, the title of this vlog series is What They Forgot to Tell Me About Nigeria, and it will last the duration of my trip. And basically it's just going to be me talking to you guys about the things I've experienced, like the crazy things that are happening to me, whether they're crazy or not crazy, the places I go, like, you know, just like the cool stuff, like the places I eat, all that stuff. Just kind of like keeping you guys updated and stuff about what's going on with me here. And this is my way of staying in touch with you guys. So where do I start? Okay, so work started on Wednesday, right? Wednesday. So the night before, I'm like super excited, like, okay, let me like pick out my clothes, find something to wear. And I got like perfect first day of work outfit. Like, honestly, I don't know what kind of like expectations I had, because I had been emailing them back and forth, because our program has to approve of what your internship is. So I had been emailing them back and forth, and I just kind of had like this, I don't know, I didn't have any expectations. Well, yeah, I didn't have any expectations, because I was like, okay, this is Nigeria. I've been hearing like horror stories almost, and let me just not set the bar so that I'm neither disappointed nor non-disappointed. So basically the night before, I'm like, okay, well, what do I take for lunch? And my aunt's like, well, they may not have a fridge. So she was like, yeah, make sure you heat your lunch up before you go, so that way by the time lunchtime hits, like, it won't be such a big deal, because, you know, your food will be kind of like room temperature, like lukewarm kind of. And I was like, all right, bet, that's fine. Mind you, I took rice and stew and like a boiled egg. And then I get to work and I see that, oh, there's a fridge here, like, oh, money. So I put my food in the fridge and I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna step aside from that story and go to the next story, but I'll come back to this one. So yeah, so basically when I got there, the director and like all the supervisors and all that stuff, they wanted to like meet me, show me around, all that stuff. So I met up with the, I guess, the main supervisor of the organization, Dr. Essia, and so we're sitting with like the supervisors of like various projects in the room, and he's asking me about like who I am, where I came from, what I'm doing, you know, introductory stuff. And so I could introduce myself to all the other like project managers, I guess. And then he's like, okay, well, what do you want to do here? And I'm like, well, based off what you guys do in the organization, I would just like to be in a project where I can be helpful, and if I can see the project, I know 6 weeks is a short time, but if I can see the project through, that'd be great. And he was like, no, like in terms of like, what exactly do you want to do here? And I'm like, and I don't know, I just felt so intimidated, because I was like, I just became really conscious of my like American accent, even though I'm Nigerian American, like, and everybody around me is like Nigerian for the most part. Like, I don't know why it was so intimidating for me to like just speak to them, you know? But it was weird. But yeah, so he's like, okay, so do you want to be sent to the north where like Boko Haram is? And literally I thought he was joking, because he was smiling. And like, Tommy was really, bruh, like beyond serious, and it was scary how serious he was, because I started laughing, and I was like, but none of the project managers were laughing, so I'm just like, so y'all are serious? So he's like, yeah, we actually have people that go there. And I was like, no, I don't think I want to go there. He was like, oh, you don't, so you're scared of, like, are you scared that you might get kidnapped? And I was just like, yeah, is that not like a valid, I mean, I didn't say this part, but in my head I was like, is that not a valid, like, worry? Like, I feel like I shouldn't be judged for feeling this way. But yeah, he was like, of course he's saying all this in a Nigerian accent, but basically he was like, he's basically like, you look just like one of us, like you wear glasses just like us, like what's on you that, you know, they want to take or whatever. And in my head I'm like, I really heard that like sometime last week the chief commissioner got kidnapped. I mean, he's even Nigerian. So how is that explainable? Don't know. But he was like, okay, well, if you're too scared to go to the north and like go to where Boko Haram is, mind you, Boko Haram, if you don't know, is a Muslim, a very extremist Muslim group that's just very violent in the northeastern region of Nigeria. And I know they're located in some other places like parts of Cameroon, Niger, I forget the other country, but it's wild. Like it's actually, it's crazy. It's very sad because it's displacing a lot of people, it's killing a lot of people. But yeah, it's actually a huge threat. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out, like, why did, like, I mean, what did you think was gonna happen here? But yeah, basically I was like, no, I don't think I'm comfortable going there. He was like, okay, well, you know, we'll find something else for you to do, blah, blah. Lunch rolls around, right? I could eat. So I go to the fridge and I get my food out. And I'm like, okay, where's the microwave? Y'all, I start asking for the microwave. The first answer I get is a laugh. Second answer is, oh, there's one across the street. There's not even 100% guarantee that the microwave there works. So I was like, I'm not about to do that. So you know what I did? I went to go sit in the corner. And I mean, I've never had frozen rice and stew and boiled egg, but I want to say that that was the first time. Like I actually was eating it and like thinking about my life. Like I was like, how did I get here? You know, like who really sent me? Like why can't I just be basic? Like early that morning, I was asked if I wanted to go, you know, chill with the Boko Haram. Like now I'm eating frozen rice and stew. It was just a very not great first day. And then not only after that, but once I get off around like, I think on Wednesday, I got off at 4:30. Didn't get home until 9:30 p.m. Now, if you are not good at math, I am. So I will help you figure this out. 4:30, 9:30. That's a 5-hour gap. And so I was like beyond tired. I just was like not having it. Literally took a bath, went to sleep, didn't even eat. Mind you, AC in the car didn't work. So I was sweating for 5 hours while I was on the way home. Cool. 2-lane road turned into 5 lanes. Cool. I mean, there was just so many things. Like, it was not the best first day, but I'm allowed to tell the story, so we thank him. But yeah, so that was just really, really crazy. And like in my head, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so ready to go home. Cause like normally when I come to Nigeria, it's just to like hang out with family, just be free. It's like, it's a vacation. I am here to do work. And so at that, well, after the first day, I was just like, I have literally 6 more weeks of this. And I got asked if I want to go chill with the Boko Haram on the first day. Like, what could the second day bring, you know? So yeah, it was just a very long day. Just in June. And then Thursday, it was kind of like, meh. It was better, but still was like, meh. And then yesterday, we did our first community outreach, so that was really cool actually. So we went out into the community of Elijah, bruh. Y'all don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. I'm trying. But we went into their community and they just opened up youth-friendly health center. And so basically like the peer educators in that area, along with like us from the AHI, and we were walking around the community, handing out pamphlets, kind of just being like, okay, you know, if you guys are going to be sexually active, well, here's a youth-friendly health center that just opened up in this community, and, you know, come on, we won't judge you, we won't look at you funny, you know, we'll give you contraceptives, do what you got to do, be safe, you know, don't spread HIV, AIDS, blah, 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 blah. So that was really cool. And so afterwards, after we were done kind of just hanging out at the health center post, and, you know, I was just kind of sitting there and just taking everything in, just really taking it in, because this is like a different environment for me. And even though it's hard to believe, kind of strange sometimes, but I am shy. So when I'm around people that I don't really know too well, like I just like people watch more than I do like converse. As I was sitting by myself, and then some of the students that came to come talk to me, they were like, oh, you know, what's your name? Yes, I was telling them my name. They were like, oh, you know, are you Nigerian? I was like, yeah, I'm Nigerian, you know, where are you from? All that stuff. I was like, okay, well, do you want to know where my dad's from? Or do you want to know where, like, I'm from technically? Or, like, what do you want to know? Like, that's such an ambiguous question for me. But I was like, okay, well, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S. And my dad's from Ekiti State. And they were like, oh, that means you probably don't understand Yoruba since you're from America. And I was like, correction, I do though. And they were like, oh, but probably not very well. I was like, once again, correction, I understand it very well. And they're like, oh, but you can't speak it. And I was like, I can't really correct you there, but I'm trying. Like, I'm practicing. I'm trying to really like immerse myself in the Yoruba culture, but it's like a little intimidating because it's like, I don't know. Yeah, they were like, oh, you know, say something in Yoruba. And I was like, what do you want me to say? And so they like started asking me questions, and then I responded in Yoruba, and they were like, hey! And for me, it was really like heartwarming because I was like, oh my god, I feel so accepted by like Nigerians that are in Nigeria. So it was really like, it's like I passed the test, you know, like an initiation almost. So I was really, really happy about that. And they were like, wow, so you know Yoruba? And I was like, yeah, I'm actually trying. Like, I'm trying to be fluent. It's like I know the words and I know, like, I understand everything, but when it's time to like be conversational, everything escapes me, and that's due to lack of practice. So while I'm here, I've been trying my very best to practice, and because starting Monday, I will be getting on the bus. Ooh. My mom was like, you better learn Pidgin if you don't want to get your stuff taken or taken advantage of. I was like, how are you today? So basically that's my other task, is like while I'm practicing Yoruba, basically trying to learn how to speak Pidgin. So, you know, you did Chris? You did Chris? You did bros? You did Chris? How you did? What's So yeah. What's you did? What's you did? What's you did? Abba. You know, I realized that Yoruba people are very expressional in their faces. So it's like all in the face and the tone of the voice and how you say things. So I'm really practicing my tone. So or, you know, it's really like, it all has different meanings, even though it's like the same word. But it's how you say it that matters. So, yeah, so far, it's raining today. And can't really do anything because when it rains in Nigeria, not only does it pour, but there's no sewer system, so it floods. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you couldn't. You can go anywhere. So, yeah, just kind of chilling. But, yeah, this is a kickstart for my What They Forgot to Tell Me About Nigeria video series. And hopefully you guys stay tuned for the entire series. I can't tell you how long that will be because maybe I'll feel, you know, super pressed and make 2 videos in a week, but more than likely it's gonna be 1. But yeah, feel free to I really want to, like, last time I came, I had fun and I went places and stuff. I really want to like do things. I really want to go places. So like, if you are like a Nigerian local, or like you know this area well, I'm staying in Lekki phase 1. So if you know the area well, if you know Lagos Island well, like please comment below or tell me where some good places to go eat. I want to try a nail salon. So I've heard good things about that. So if you have any suggestions, ladies, please refer a good place to me. And yeah, just kind of like comment below what you think, what you would like to hear me talk about, like places you would like for me to review, I guess, or like, you know, just things you like for me to do, because like I'm gonna be here while y'all there. I'm gonna be here, so I could really use the entertainment, that's for sure. And as far as like vlogging my workplace and like what we actually do at work, that's gonna be really hard, because bruh, like when people see a camera, they almost think you're gonna steal their soul. So I don't want to get robbed, especially since I'll be on the bus. So I'm just gonna kind of like stick to this wall right here, and y'all just gonna have to believe me. So I mean, except if I go to like cool places where cameras are a little bit more like, you know, acceptable, then yeah. But other than that, I'm gonna be right here, y'all. Let me know what are your thoughts about the video, about the content, about if there's anything you want me to talk about, anything you want me to review, anything you want to know. Make sure to subscribe to my blog and to my channel. Even just subscribe to it all. Just make sure that you stay on top of it. Tell your friends to tell your friends. Bye. Thanks you guys for watching so much. Love you.